Welcome to the official catch-up. Today I've got Mark Adams, a Lowland League coach with Stirling Uni, but you're also, we're obviously Stirling Uni will be the main talking point, but you're a development officer for SOS Glasgow, founder of North Kelvin Sports. How are you getting on, Mark?
Yeah, not too bad. Obviously, like everyone else, we're adjusting to the situation, and all three of my kind of roles, I guess, I'm generally quite a busy guy, generally out several nights a week and all day a Saturday with football, and so the transition is new to me. I have to say, I was thinking this. I've been out on a Saturday with football since I was 9 years old, and I'm 52 now, so it's quite a change.
Yeah, and I think that's what everyone will be struggling with. Not just obviously missing football, but everyone's got their own wee routine. This is, interviews with likes of yourself is becoming my routine a wee bit. It's helping me get through the day, and I hope people listening in will, they're getting through the day, with these sort of interviews. I know I've done so many lately. Not everyone's listened to them all, but I think it's doing great. We're all trying to get through this.
It's a good opportunity to reflect on. I mean, I've been in the league for 7 years, and obviously it's changed and changing again. So it's an interesting time maybe just to look back and reflect on how the league has developed over the piece.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've obviously spoken to a few of the Stirling Uni boys, Alex Webb, for example, David Chandler, Lewis Fraser, and I'm hearing the gaffers wanting to come on the next few weeks as well. So, and
You better book an hour. Shut up.
I always appreciate my chats with Chris. Like Chris, he's a great guy, and he's always brilliant when you're talking football and stuff. And I'm looking forward to chatting to him, and I'll obviously reach out to a few more of the players as well. But just trying to get round everyone at the moment, basically.
Aye.
One thing I always discuss with Stirling Uni when I'm talking about them, Mark, is when I first came into the Lowland League, it was mainly due to Kelly because they were one of my local sides, and that's how my involvement got started. Basically, I was going about at the start, checking out Spartan, Civil Service, teams kind of near me, East Stirlingshire. Obviously, I got more involved with Kelly because it was just easier, convenience basically. But Stirling Uni, that 2-2 game last season, that's when that changed my opinion on Stirling Uni, because I was a bit like everyone else, uni teams, I'd rather have a Hill of Beef, Linlithgow Rose in the league. You guys, the job you and Chris do, I can't rate it highly enough from the knowledge I've gained over following the league.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because if you're as old as me and you go back, to the East of Scotland League and to the first kind of couple of seasons in the Lowland League, the Uni challenged all the time.
Yeah.
And did win the league. And obviously you had a prolific goal scorer like Chris who, would cause anybody problems. But I mean, when I was manager against Chris, I set up my whole defence to stop him getting his speed trademark cutting to the left and onto his right foot. So the Uni had a good track record of success. And also with the Uni, there was a really good track record of coaching. If you look at, obviously, Shelley, and you look where she's gone, and Eddie May before that, and then obviously in the background for a long time was Raleigh Gowrie, who's, is a proper football guy. So, I mean, I get people are kind of new to it, don't understand the kind of tradition of the Uni, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it didn't surprise me at all, because I've been involved for so long.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the things that I guess it's ignorance a wee bit, because I follow a Premiership team, so when I got involved in the league, I wasn't sure about how the standard was, how good the players were, and obviously I've noticed just being involved in the last couple of seasons how great the top teams have improved, and guys like yourself, obviously Blair Lyons moving to Montrose, and then we move into Partick soon. Lewis Hunter, Rory McEwen, all these sort of players are really, really great. That I think, obviously, if scouting and stuff like that, they're going to SPFL teams and whatnot. They're obviously good enough to get starts at some of the league teams.
I think Blair's an interesting one. So I've been aware of Blair for a long time. I don't know if you know it. It's me that signed him into Lowland League when I was a BSC manager. Blair was playing in public park football for St Cadoc's Boys Club as an under-19, because he had been in the Kelly system, and I'm a big Kelly fan. I know the guys that run the Kelly system, so I knew the track record of him. And he'd been to America then to try and do a scholarship, and it didn't really work out for him. So, I mean, within a day of him coming back, I had him signed. I feel like I had him at BSC, so I knew his potential, and I knew how many goals he could score and that sort of stuff. He just needed a platform and an opportunity to show it. But I think people are now realising, so if you look at the makeup of the uni team now, you previously would have had all your students, and then you'd had 4 or 5 Saturday players, as we call them, a bit like, Chris was a Saturday player, for example. But now pretty much we've decided to go down the situation of just doing students. That's kind of the policy we're going with. So that obviously means that players are younger, but what that also means is there's opportunity for young guys like James and Jason Jarvis and that to come in and play first team football right away in first year, whereas previously guys would come in and be in and around for the first year, 2 year, and then kind of come in properly in third year. Whereas these guys are going to get 4 year playing at a really good standard, and they know full well when they finish uni at say 21, 22, they can go back into the leagues and they'll be a more rounded player and they'll have a degree. So it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, and that's what I've been impressed with. And I mentioned guys like Blair, not knowing too much about Stirling Uni at the time, but even guys who brought in this season, you've mentioned obviously like Jason Jarvis, James Berry. I've always admired Craig Brown. I thought he's been quality. Kieran Hall. You could name half. You could name half the team. Obviously, Gus is moving to Elgin City as well. So
he'll be a big loss. Gus will be a big loss. He's quality, real quality, and it's interesting because he plays at centre back and he's not the biggest. And I'll be interested to see if he can play centre back. Mm-hmm. Particularly Elgin, if you like, because we've got Big Bronski, who's my captain at BSC. He's playing there. He's 6 foot and 100. So it'll be interesting to see how Gus does there. I think Gus maybe will do well playing kind of holding middle of the park, or maybe at full back because he can get forward. So yeah, I'll be really interested to see how Gus gets on.
Yeah, and in terms of the other stuff you do, mate, obviously, I don't really know too much about North Kelvin Sports. What's that sort of?
So North Kelvin Sports is local community football and sport club based in the northwest of Glasgow. So I live in Kelvindale in the west end of Glasgow, but I used to live in Maryhill. Uh-huh. And in 1999, there was just no team in the area. I had just recently moved to the area. People knew that I was a football coach, and I got approached about to start a kind of more or less a pub team, Saturday morning team, and that kind of did okay. And in 2005, there was just no provision for kids in the area at that time. It wasn't even a boys' club in Maryhill at the time. No grass pitches with changing rooms. We had an old ash pitch. So what we did was we formed a kind of development group, me and some like-minded people, and that's really morphed over the years now to be a 20-year gone. We've got 6 full-time staff, 15 staff altogether. We deliver anti-sectarian projects in school. We deliver the academy after-school programme in schools. We deliver fit and able for disability sport because there was no access to sport for disabled kids in Maryhill at all at that time. So we run various projects. We run about, I think, 11 community teams this year. That's overseen by Martin Canning, ex-Hamilton manager. He's a head of football. And my missus Pauline, she's the general manager at the club. So we've got about 170 members, but we deliver a lot of work for government, deliver a lot of work for schools in the area. So it's been my pet project, if you like, and we kind of started as a kind of Saturday morning pub team to where we are now. It's a good story.
Yeah, that's excellent, mate. And obviously that kind of goes into the work you do with SOS Glasgow as well.
Yeah. So I work for Education Services in Glasgow City Council, but I'm the social inclusion guy, but my biggest programme is Central for Sectarianism. So I deliver nationally the resources and training for teachers, students and that to deliver anti-sectarian education in schools across the country. So that's my biggest project, not my only project, but certainly that's my biggest project, and I've been involved in that kind of work for about 14 years. So I think my gaffer retired last year, so I think I'm the oldest one or the longest serving kind of in that area. But it's challenging work, but it's good work, and I get to work with kids more or less every day. So I really enjoy that.
Yeah, that's excellent, mate. I can't speak highly enough of that sort of the work you do, because and as you mentioned, obviously you'll be missing a lot of that now because you're so busy with football, and it's great that there's guys like you that are obviously following your passion and stuff like that, and it's commendable, obviously, the commitment that you'll put in.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, people say that to me, how can you be bothered and this, blah, 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 and I think, like, I've always done it, and I've done it since I was young. I did my B licence when I was kind of 27, and I did my C when I was 22. I got involved in coaching young, kind of. I didn't make it as a player, and somebody that played with me would tell you why, but I was a prolific goal scorer. I scored a rake of goals, and I always felt I should have made it. And I felt I was let down by coaching, or the lack of coaching as a young player, because there were so many kids in those days. When I was a boy, it was three times the amount of kids in Scotland as there is just now. So coaches could more or less pick who they wanted. And so you never actually got coached. If you were big and you were strong, you were in type of thing. And I vowed that, you know, I would do something about that. And that's kind of where my passion for coaching started, and organising coaching, and you know, being able to work with good guys like Martin and watch with the difference like good coaching can give, you know, for young players. It's incredible. So it's really powerful.
Yeah. I mean, I spoke to Paul Mooney recently of Clyde Bank Development, and obviously he was stressing the same things as you, how important coaching is to the young guys if they're coached right, and you know, it's not all about results at that level.
No, definitely not. I mean, we're trying to keep the kids ticking over just now. Martin put out the homework packet on Monday. We've got a skills challenge going on the social media and stuff like that as well, because we're always challenging the kids to become better players. You know, while they're playing 4-a-sides and 7-a-sides, it's not the most important thing to win, but they certainly enjoy it more if they win. So we're always stressing how important it is to practice their skills, to listen to their coaches. We're also about not just about coaching, we're about how to conduct yourself as a human being. We're big into that. How to be respectful. You know, we get the young guys to shake hands all the time with their coach and their teammates and after games and all that. So we're trying to instill good habits, if you like, at the same time.
Yeah, and that'll go well forward for the younger guys, because I think it's different now. I think for younger guys, I know there's more. You know, certainly from when I was younger, I was out playing football all the time. You know, at the leisure centre every day after school. Even going into high school and stuff, and it's a wee bit different now. There's more distractions. Obviously, you've got the likes of your Xboxes and PlayStations, and then obviously social media's massive as well. So there's more distractions for the younger guys.
Certainly there's a lot more to do now than when we were boys. God, I used to hate a wet Sunday afternoon. You couldn't get out the door. You'd be so desperate you'd watch Ski Sunday or some nonsense like that. I mean, I look back. We rushed it up to get to school in the morning. The first side would start about 8:30. It would get carried on through break, the whole of lunch. We had an afternoon break, and then you would be running all the way home to get changed to get up to the car park to play for the night time side. I mean, and that was literally my life. We just played all the time. It's changed times. I mean, you've got more cars on the road. You couldn't play in a car park these days. You've got obviously people are just a bit more. What's the word? Careful with how they let their kids go out on their own. I mean, we roamed. I grew up in Kilmarnock, and we roamed the whole town for a game of football, you know, and people just obviously a bit more wary about that now.
Yeah, and I just remember my PE teacher always being kind of peed off with the lads that were in our PE class, because we should be playing rugby or something the day, but we ended up always playing football. And I think it's mad.
It's interesting. When I went to secondary school, our head of PE was the Scotland basketball coach. So our school was big into basketball, so I ended up playing in the basketball team as well. But I also think that it was good for kids to play cross sport. I played rugby to a decent standard as well until I was about 16, and I think that, you know, having a range of sports is a good thing for young people, because of the physical literacy that you learn, and all a different interest as well. Also, if you don't make it in one game, but also just a more rounded upbringing in sport.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned basketball, because I was similar when I was in high school. I played for the football team and the basketball team. I actually always thought I was a better basketball player than a football player, funny enough.
Well, I was the same with rugby. If you ask him to see me, so probably I should have stuck into that.
No, it's brilliant, mate. And obviously, you mentioned you're from the West. What are your thoughts on the West of Scotland coming in? Are you looking forward to?
Yeah, totally. That had to happen. I mean, it just had to happen. It's something we'd have looked at as well for North Kelvin if we had a facility, but that's a podcast in itself. Our struggle to get our own facility, because I know like some of the community clubs are looking to get involved, and it's a great opportunity. It should have probably happened some time ago, but for some of the personalities involved, that maybe have held that up. But definitely, it's the future. It's definitely the way to go. I mean, you're talking about Clyde Bank. They were looking at going into the East of Scotland League at one time, if you remember. So just to get in that. And I know the guys at Bonneton really well, Robbo and Bunyan. Paul and I are good friends, Paul Wright. And the travelling they do to play in the South of Scotland League is just ridiculous. I mean, it's phenomenal. So I know it'd be an opportunity for them to be in the West and make the club just a bit more sustainable.
Yeah, Bonneton are a brilliant example of that, mate. How ambitious, what they do in terms of social media and stuff, like basically all round.
Listen, they're a model. They're a model that we follow in terms of they've done really well in terms of engagement with local authority, East Ayrshire Council, and that's how they've got the facility, in Town Home, which when I was growing up was slum housing, and so there was nothing was ever going to get built on that. in that land, and they got the ground, and they've done so well. Higgy and his team, they've done amazing.
In terms of your previous club, Mark, BSC Glasgow, at the start of this season, I was a wee bit worried about them, obviously, with Bonnyrigg coming in, East Stirlingshire, Kelty spending a bit of money. I thought, to be honest, East Kilbride would do a wee bit better, but fantastic job that Swifty's doing there. Like,
yeah, just not to brush aside that, East Kilbride is a real surprise for me. I mean, we went down there and won. I know it was a bit of a smash and grab, but we never felt like we would actually lose a game. Do you know that way? Yeah, BSC's been an issue for us. They probably know our ticket, if you know what I mean. They know what we're good at and what we're not good at, and we've struggled against them. So they obviously know what they're doing in terms of coaching. Got good experience on the bench there, and obviously they've got Green up front, who I think for them is a game changer. So it's no surprise to me where they are. But to be fair, at the beginning of the season, if you'd asked me the two teams that would be the top, it would have been Kelvin and Bonnyrigg.
I think I've obviously spoken to like Robbie Horn and stuff, and I've been surprised. I mean, we've seen the sort of dominance of the former East Juniors this season, obviously, like Kelty and Bonnyrigg, but I was generally surprised at Bonnyrigg. I thought they would be up there, didn't get me wrong, but I didn't quite think they would be that close just coming into the league.
Yeah, I don't know Robbie that well, but I've known of him for quite a long time. I remember we went down when I was at Whitehill Welfare. We went down and won the East of Scotland Cup away to Berwick Rangers in that midweek once, and Robbie was the manager then. So I'll hold that one up on him. But I know the quality of player that he's got, and I know because of I don't know if you know Mickey Lawson, the ex-Spartans manager and Whitehill Welfare manager. He's my brother-in-law.
All right.
So I've been closely associated to the East of Scotland League for a long time. So my knowledge of the East, even though I'm based in the West, is pretty good. So I know a lot of the players there, and I know the kind of the coaching setup in that, and I know kind of the financial value they have. So it's not surprising me at all, to be fair.
Yeah, in terms of quality, obviously, I think we keep mentioning it and that, but even within the last 2 seasons that I've been involved, it's just been mental, the growth of the league and the quality of the teams that, like say, your Stirling Uni have to go up against.
I wouldn't say that we're a worse team than we were 3 seasons ago, but certainly a few places down. I would say, arguably, this season, at the 3 years I've been, this is the best team. Mm-hmm. But it's also the youngest team. If you look at it, who's graduating, last year we lost 10 players at the end of the season. This year we're only really losing Gus. Aidan has been injured most of the season, and Tom Cowley has been in and out with injury. So really, Gus is the big loss. So it's a young team, and I think it can only develop. So like I was saying earlier on, we've got the first years coming straight into the team, like Big Ben Quigley as well. To give him a mention, he's been absolutely different class for us because he gives us something we just didn't have, that physical presence at centre back. And if these boys stick together for 4 years, I can see us doing okay. I mean, I'm not worried about us at all.
Yeah, and funny enough, you mentioned Ben Quigley. Obviously, I kind of spotted him a wee bit last season because he was at BSC on loan.
That's right.
And sometimes, as you know, I do the top 11, and you guys have been pretty much 10th from about week 3 or something like that. So
I know.
And I always sometimes I would message Chris and say, "Oh, any lads that you put forward," and he's always spoke up Ben Quigley. I think every time I've asked him, he's mentioned Ben Quigley, and I'm like, he's already been in the team, Chris. Come on.
Well, when we do the exit trials down south and all that, I've been down once with Chris to do that. But Chris generally does that because obviously he works full time for the uni, and I'm like that. Get me a centre back. Just see if you bring me anything back, bring me a big centre back. That's what I want because you get plenty of them down south. And we've managed to get one for Dunblane, so we're happy enough with that, definitely.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, obviously it's all up in the air of what's happening and everything. How do you see it going? What do you think is going to happen? Have you got any personal opinions on what should happen?
I think the season should be finished, regardless of when it is. The season should be finished. I don't think we should be going down. It's different for the Highland League, I guess, because of no relegation in Prora were so far clear. But I think for sport integrity, the season needs to finish. So whether that's October, September, and then we have a truncated season, I mean, there's bigger things to worry about just now. But I think for the sport integrity of the league, we finish the league.
Yeah. I really hope. I mean, you're not going to keep everyone happy. that's the thing at the moment, because there'll be people that will be gutted if they don't get promoted, and there'll be others that will be gutted if they get relegated, and then it's just impossible call. I personally on the null and void side, Mark, and maybe the chance of league reconstruction. But I've seen things recently. Obviously, I don't know if you've noticed the Stenhousemuir chairman. He's wanting to keep relegation.
I wonder why.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I said it.
I'm sure the Brecon chairman's exactly the same.
But as I take it, I get that self-preservation and stuff like that, and there is a huge concern. We've seen it with the likes of Cove Rangers, the Highland League going up and dominating that league, Edinburgh City. But I think, in my point of view, they're just delaying the inevitable. We've got too many ambitious teams at non-league level that would replace a lot of the League Two teams currently.
Yeah, totally. It's not that long ago, if you think about Inverness coming in and Ross County, and look how well they did. It can be done. It can absolutely be done if you do it properly. Yeah, and I mean, Cove obviously I've got a bit of finance, but that's the reason I've got finance is because they're well organised and they're very commercial. A bit like Kelty, I'm always very impressed with Central Park when I go to Kelty, and just like every spare inch, advertising board is sold. There seems to be like the people in the village are right behind the team. So when you've got everybody pulling in the right direction like that, a club can do well. A club can absolutely do well.
Yep. And Stirling Uni, I don't really know, financially or structurally how you guys run in that sense. But are you guys doing all right at the moment with not getting people into the games?
We don't pay anybody, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So it's a scholarship program, isn't it? So the scholarship program is funded by the university. It's only a football scholarship program in Scotland, so it's fairly unique and it's important to the uni. So, for example, the Bucks stuff on a Wednesday, that's more important to the uni than the Lowland League is. So, for that point of view, so they're happy to fund that as far as we're getting. Chris is obviously still getting paid. I'm still getting paid. So, I mean, I know it's only expenses that we get, but it's good. The uni's been really good communication. I have to say, working for the uni is a bit of a privilege. When you look at the facility and you look at the way they treat you. I've never been treated so well in football as I have in my pre-seasons at Stirling Uni. So the integrity of the programme is excellent, and financially, I would I speak on David's behalf, but I would say we are fine.
Good, mate. And that's yeah. As I said, I'm not. I wasn't too sure how it runs. I've never really asked Chris on the background. It's not sort of something that I really concern myself with, really. But obviously, unprecedented times. Obviously, it's good to know how everyone's getting on and that side of things too. If teams are struggling. Yeah,
I mean, there's a saving just now as well, because believe me, hiring fourth bank is not cheap, and obviously we're not having to pay that money at the minute. So that's a saving just now anyway. But I mean, Chris has a fixed budget to work with over the season. And we use that, for example, with Kelvin in goals, who was a Saturday player, and we paid him some money, some expenses, but the boys obviously pay for nothing, play for nothing. It's like what Chris's budget pays for their membership of the sports union, their membership of the gym, their personal training, that sort of stuff, and all their kit, all their training kit, all their match day kit. So that's more what our budget goes on, if you like, than paying players. I definitely think that what I've said before for the integrity, I would like us to finish the season. I would like to get the West League started and see that pyramid properly. And I'm quite proud of the fact that I've worked in the Lowland League for all 7 seasons. I think there's only me, Sammy, maybe at Spartans, and maybe a couple more that I've been in that. And I feel like I've been on the journey with it, and I want to see it in its fruition. I want to see teams like, if it's Kelty win the league, I want them to win the playoff, and I want them to go up and represent the league well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I want people like Bonnet and that to have the chance to work their way through as well, because if you've got that level of ambition and organisation and that dedication, then there should be an achievable target for you.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, mate, I always sort of speak up Stirling Uni. I think you and Chris and well, including the likes of David Chandler and the guys.
Yeah. It's unbelievable, David. I listened to his podcast, obviously, and with yourself. His dedication is unbelievable. To have that link with more coming in, to still find the time, him and Christine, to do what they do for us, it's invaluable to Chris. Chris is loved these because it's his full-time job. He's got enough time to do all the analysis and all that. So when the games are getting recorded, that's really helpful to Chris and for the player development of our young squad. So yeah, it's an amazing contribution.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, when I first came in the league, obviously I wasn't too sure about the uni teams, but I've really grown an admiration for you guys and the work you do, and yeah, it's just an absolute pleasure speaking to you today, mate.
No, thanks very much. Thanks for inviting me on. It was a surprise, but a surprise I was happy to get involved in.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. And yeah, keep safe, stay well, and well, when we have football back again, I'm sure I'll be down at Stirling Uni to see you.
Look forward to it, mate.